What is a programmer in 10 years? What is a university in 10 years? And what is a reseller in 10 years? Welcome back to the Reseller Journey Podcast. And in this episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be tackling the subject of AI and how this affects us as business owners, and what can we be doing right now to get ahead of the curve and take advantage of this huge paradigm shift that is happening right before your eyes. If you're new to the channel, my name is Bo Johnson. I am a full-time reseller on eBay, helping you guys use some of the tools that I have learned over the last few years, helping you guys go further, faster along your reseller journey. So we have a little presentation here to go through to help you understand all of the basic principles of what is happening in the AI space. And I believe it is one of the biggest paradigm shifts we've seen since the printing press. And you've probably heard about it on the news, or your buddy has talked about it, or you've just heard faint ideas of ChatGPT. What does that even mean? What is large language models? What is deep learning? So I believe there has been more change in the last 6 months in the world that has been ever before. We are living in the time of the exponential growth era. So what I did here is prepared a slide for people who are just getting into learning what AI is and how can we use these tools as resellers to essentially duplicate ourselves, to essentially create more bows, more of you, to help you get better at research, to help you better with your keywords, to help you better with advertising for your business. So those are the things that we're going to deep dive later on in the episode, how I use AI specifically in my business, so you guys can take some of those tips and run with it. So if you also have questions too, leave them in the comments and we will circle back towards the end. But let's jump into it. I am so excited because this is something I've been really nerding out on for the last 6 months, and really just my mind is blown every day. And I just want to share it with you, just what is going on, because I think it's going to really be helpful for you guys. I don't believe that AI is going to replace people, but I do believe people who use AI are going to have the competitive advantage over people who don't use AI. So let's jump into it and see what are the things that are happening in this space. And I really think it's going to be interesting for you to take note and pick up some of these principles, because it is inevitable now that this space is growing and money is coming into this industry. So the power of artificial intelligence. What does this mean? Artificial intelligence is rapidly changing our world. It is a field of computer science that is focused on creating machines that can learn and think like humans, what is known as large language models or deep learning. Recent advancements in AI have led to major breakthroughs in various industries. In the future, coding itself will transform, becoming more accessible to a wider range of people. With AI, we see new and exciting opportunities in fields like healthcare, media, and more. For example, in the healthcare industry, AI can help detect diseases faster and more accurately, leading to earlier diagnosis and better outcomes for patients. In media, AI can help us create more personalized content that is tailored to each individual's users' interests and preferences. However, AI also brings a new bit of challenges and ethical considerations. As AI becomes more powerful, we need to ensure that it is used responsibly and ethically. So there's a lot to unpack there. And what we're going to be talking about first is we're going to be attacking healthcare, how this changes healthcare and the education system in a major way. If you look at a lot of the inflation and what industries got impacted the most, it was education and it was healthcare. So this is good news for people that have a hard time coming up with 50 grand, 100 grand for that surgery that they need, or that treatment that they need, or that diploma you need to get that career you've always wanted. So what this does is it essentially creates a deflationary effect to be able to get these things for much cheaper. So a recent thing that I had discovered is that there is over 7,000 new published doctor studies that have breakthroughs every day, that this cures that. We found a cure for this. 7,000 published articles worldwide every day around medicine. And if you go to your doctor and you are looking for the best treatment, you're going to get into a point in the future where you can have an AI-assisted doctor that has already read those 7,000 papers the day they were released. Or you could go to a doctor that is not AI-assisted and ask them how many of the new published studies that you read today that are going to help me in my health. So which one are you going to choose? The doctor that has top-of-the-line information that is going to be a fraction of the price, or are you going to go to the doctor that is not AI assisted and struggle around with, oh, I think it's neck pain, I think it's head pain, oh, it's my knee, it's my leg, it's my liver. So those are the things that are happening that are a little eye-opening, and I'm telling you now, this is within 3 to 5 years, if not sooner. That is how fast the growth is happening in this space. I do believe that in the future, it will be malpractice to diagnose someone or something without AI assistance. AI assisted doctors have been able to diagnose faster than some of the top doctors in the world today. And it's only been just a few months. Isn't that kind of scary? But also it brings great joy because a lot of people in the medical industry get misdiagnosed all the time. So this is a great thing to be able to help get better health faster and more accurately without messing around. So I love that. And also the education system will be impacted, but we'll touch on that a little bit later. So let's jump back into it. And the future of healthcare. So robot-assisted surgeries. And we already see this now, already happening with more accuracy, better tools, quicker, cheaper. With advances in AI, robotics, we can expect to see more robot-assisted surgeries in the near future. These machines can help doctors perform procedures with greater precision, reducing the risk of complications and speeding up recovery times. AI augmented doctors. AI systems will soon become an indispensable tool for doctors, offering better accuracy in diagnoses and personalized healthcare. These systems can help doctors analyze patient data faster and more accurately, leading to better outcomes and more efficient care. Personalized healthcare. Through AI advancements, healthcare will be tailored to each individual, resulting in more effective and affordable treatments. AI can help doctors predict which treatments will work best for each patient, reducing the risk of ineffective or harmful treatments. But AI is also bringing new challenges and ethical considerations to the healthcare industry. We need to ensure that AI is used responsibly and ethically, and that patients are fully informed about the use of AI in their healthcare. Overall, the future of healthcare is looking bright, and thanks to the possibilities of AI. How many of y'all have gone to the doctor, and I'm sure this has happened once or twice in your life, and you've gotten a diagnosis, and that really wasn't the cause. That really wasn't the true diagnosis. How many of y'all bounced around from doctor to doctor getting told, oh, do jumping jacks, oh, rub some dirt in it, you'll be fine. That wastes a lot of time. So with this advancement, now we're going to be able to get diagnosed much faster and much more accurately the first time around and not be pulled around from doctor to doctor. So this is a beautiful thing. And a lot of times when you talk about healthcare in general, it is expensive, right? It is costly. A lot of people are still paying medical bills. So a lot of this is great news for you if you do, going through some health issues, is that things are going to come down. They're not going to be as expensive as they are today, especially with this technology being integrated in a lot of the biggest industries around the world. So jumping back into it, let's look at revolutionizing professions with AI. AI is changing the way we work. Many industries, AI is transforming routine tasks, freeing up time for workers to focus more on complex and meaningful work. So let's explore how AI is revolutionizing some of the most important professions, law and AI. AI assistants are transforming the legal profession, enabling faster and more comprehensive legal research and analysis. This means lawyers can spend more time on complex cases that require human expertise. Accounting. So AI is automating routine accounting tasks, giving accountants more time to focus on complex analysis and strategic decision making. This means accountants can provide more accurate and valuable insights to their clients. So let's pause right there. Has your CPA ever made a mistake, or maybe they took a little time to get the return put into the IRS, or maybe you had a hard time finding a right CPA? Well, look no further. Here within the next year or two, you're going to have a personalized AI CPA that's going to not only do it faster, but it's going to do it more accurately for you in half the cost or pennies on the dollar. So that's the beautiful thing coming into this industry. Do you have a lawyer and you pay him $5,000 just to talk to him for an hour? Good news for you. You will have an AI assisted lawyer that's going to be pennies on the dollar, and they're going to give you better information faster, and they're going to be able to aid you quicker along whatever law issues you're facing. So that is a beautiful thing. Let's get back into how does engineering get impacted in this industry. So engineers are collaborating with AI systems to optimize designs, improve efficiency, and revolutionize the way we build our infrastructure. This means we can build better and more sustainable structures that meet the needs of our growing population. The knowledge sector. AI assistants are enhancing professions across the knowledge sector, empowering workers to tackle more complex and meaningful work. This means researchers, analysts, and other knowledge workers can spend more time on tasks that require their unique expertise. So, what happens to teachers in the future? What happens in that whole landscape of learning? I know that now it is hard for teachers to assign homework, because how can they assign homework to kids that use things like large language models like ChatGPT, Claude II, AutoGPT, and they do the homework for you? So if the school and the class and the teacher isn't able to discern whether this was written by AI or a person, how does homework look in the future? I know that some schools have stopped giving out homework because kids have now tapped into ChatGPT to where it literally does all their essays, all their homework. So learning, in essence, has forever changed, which is quite crazy coming from when I was in school. That would just blow your mind, right? So it is a beautiful thing. I do think that all things are created for a purpose. It's just when things get abused is when it becomes abnormal use. There's normal use and then there's abuse. So this is a beautiful thing if used correctly. And getting back into it, as AI continues to develop, we can expect to see continued transformation of the workplace. It's an exciting time for professionals across all industries. So what is the impact on media in general? You see things like deep fakes out there. You see things like, is this even real? Is this true? Is this a movie? You've seen it. And if you've gone even down more of the AI rabbit hole, there's, commercials out. There's Joe Biden in a debate with Donald Trump right now that is completely AI generated. And it's insane what you're seeing right now, how AI can pull someone's voice from them, and literally with just a few sentences of your voice, they can now copy that voice and create whatever you want. So this is a also scary time to be alive. So getting things to be able to put some security measures in place so things like that don't happen down the road is going to be key. They have actually, a lot of the creators in the AI space wrote a petition to actually slow the growth of AI. They are actually using AI to slow the growth of AI because it is now moving at such a rapid rate that it is become more dangerous. There's just such a shift happening in all of these industries that a lot of the blue collar workers, even a lot of the tasks that we do day to day, are going to be automated out. This is why it's important that we start to learn how to use AI, how to prompt AI, and how to use it in our workflow today, especially as resellers, before you get replaced. And then you wake up one day and you wonder what happened. So that's the thing that's kind of a little bit scary, but it should push you towards getting on the horse to learning what is happening right now and being aware what is happening in your own backyard. Content generation, for example, and this is what I use it a lot for as well. AI has the ability to create text, audio, and video content, leading to disruptions and cost savings in industries like journalism and filmmaking. So, for example, I think a lot of artists and musicians, photographers, a lot of those industries are going to be obsolete. I think a lot of musicians are really, kind of worried because if you're able to pull someone's vocals from a song and create any song you'd like with those vocals, then they're left in the dust. So a lot of these musicians you see partnering with people who are creating AI music, and they're saying, give me 50% of the royalties. So you see a lot of shift happening there. I think with movies, you're going to see a big shift there. Right now, there's a protest in the Actors Guild saying for that same reason, is that they can basically generate AI models in movies that pretty much makes the actors useless. Why would I need actors if I could just generate a better actor that you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference? So that is what's coming in this industry, and it's pretty interesting. So I think it's going to make us better if we work with AI. And AI isn't an end-all, be-all. I do believe it's going to help us fulfill more of our potential, especially as business owners. So I say don't be afraid. Dig in. Start learning, and you'll see how you can use it in your businesses today, and you'll be quite surprised on how much time you are going to end up saving. So, fighting fake news. So, AI-powered fact-checking and analysis will play a crucial role in combating misinformation and improving the quality of media. Number 3 is new business models. As the cost of content creation decreases, new business models will emerge, allowing actors and content creators to benefit from AI's advancements. So, building ethical AI. How do we do that? How do we build a large language model or a deep learning AI that can benefit humanity? Because we've seen Terminator, we've seen all of the doom and gloom when it comes to AI. How can we use this as resellers, as business owners, to implement in our business to be able to scale ourselves and scale our business? So diverse training data. Training AI on high quality and diverse data sets reflects different cultures and ensures fairness and accuracy in its decision-making process. 2, transparency in training. Establishing standards that require transparency in training data for large AI models will enhance accountability and promote responsible AI practices. Challenges ahead. Number 3 is society will face significant challenges like job disruption and potential cyber threats, emphasizing the need for thoughtful and deliberate use of AI. So you see a lot of that happening now. You see companies, not a lot, but companies are now replacing a lot of those tasks that are done by people, now switching them and slimming down their workforce and having a lot of those tasks done by AI. Let's take video games, for example. Why would I need a video game designer or a graphic designer if I can have AI generate the same thing with minimal costs, no costs, and allows it to create a better story and better architecture, better performance. So those are the things that you see happening, and especially in the video game industry. I believe China has laid off over 70% of graphic designers and video programmers for the creation of video games just in the last year alone, replaced by AI. So good thing ahead is that if we learn to use AI, we can really take advantage of the market that is coming. Billions of dollars are being poured into this market, and within 1 to 2 years, it will be $1 trillion market easily. So you see this happening in the education system, you see it happening in the healthcare system, and that is where you're going to see the biggest disruption first. So let's just check out, what does the future hold towards artificial general intelligence, AGI? So that is literally a robot. What is the risk and reward of that? As AI progresses, we must ensure that the development of AGI aligns with human values and well-being. Human-centric AI. By training AI models responsibly and taking pivotal actions, we can steer the development of AGI towards a positive and beneficial future. The balance of openness and quality. A combination of open and closed AI systems will foster innovation while ensuring the highest standards of quality and reliability in AI applications. So you see a lot of these billionaires launching their own AI, their own truth AI. If you go to x.ai right now, that is Elon Musk's AI, large language model, in the pursuit of search for truth. So you see a lot of AI like open.ai, which is Sam Altman's model. It's more of a closed off to the public, not as open. And you see stability AI. So many different companies building these large language models trained off large amounts of data that is really transforming a lot of what we see today. And it is a great time to be alive, but I tell you what, things are about to change. I believe change for the better. And if we can just learn to, I believe we're in that iPhone 2, kind of iPhone 3 moment where people are just getting, I don't know if you remember that time, but I do. In 2007, I got the first iPhone and I got it. And guess what I did with it? Nothing, because there was no apps. There was no, you couldn't even connect to service. It was just like you held it in your hand and you're like, this is unreal. You're like, I can go on the internet. And little did we know the iPhone would soon become one of the most used devices in history today. So that is kind of where we're at in this stage, but I do believe that is going to advance far faster or much faster than we saw the development of iPhone. So I just say hold on to your horse, get ready, because things are about to change. And change is good only if you initiate the change that you want to see. This is why I had this podcast on my heart. I wanted to do it last week, but I felt like I needed to do better preparation for you guys to be able to bring some more to the table, to allow for people that knew nothing about AI to where they could listen to this podcast and kind of grasp the reality of what is going on right now. And I'll tell you what, if AI were to be shut down today and there was no further advancement in the AI space, the world will still be forever changed. So I'm just saying right now that things are changing, but they're only changing for the better if you initiate the change that you want to see. You never want to let change happen to you, because then you become more of a victim of change, and we don't necessarily want that. So you're probably wondering, Bo, how does this affect me as a reseller? You're a reselling channel. Why are we even talking about AI? Well, if you've seen a lot of the apps that you use maybe in your reselling business, maybe it's Poshmark, maybe it's the cross-listing app Vendu, maybe you've been on eBay recently and you've seen that little AI description generator. That's just the tip of the iceberg. AI is going to be in everything you do every day. There's self-driving cars right now. If you were to get in a car and go to San Francisco, you can literally take a tour of the entire city if you want to. AI. So these are the things that are happening now, and I just want to bring awareness to this reselling space, because I want to be able to figure, how can we use these tools to be able to become better researchers? I do believe that reselling has a lot to do with product research. Whether you're reselling clothes, toys, whatever it is, trading cards, we can use AI to analyze the markets. We can figure out, okay, I could take eBay's quarterly reports, download them in a PDF, feed it to ChatGPT, and I could prompt it whatever I want. I could say, what was the best-selling category in March this year? What are the things that I need to look out for as a reseller for clothing that was popular on eBay, based off of that information, off of eBay's quarterly reports? So not only does analyzing data becomes easier, but it becomes more accessible to everyone. So I'm saying that if it's accessible to everyone, you might want to get started on it now before you get passed up. Because research takes up a lot of my time, but not anymore with the advancement of AI, which is a beautiful thing. The more you can research, the better you can become and level up your skills as a reseller. So getting back into it, the choices we make today. So number one is uplifting humanity. With responsible guidance, AI has the potential to uplift humanity, revolutionize industries, and improve the quality of life. I believe it's also helping us fulfill more of our potential. So, being able to have a personalized AI that is a lawyer, a personalized AI that is a doctor, personalized AI that is an accountant, all within the grasp of your phone. You have it all readily available for nothing. So, what does your doctor say about that? What does your lawyer say about that? What if you have a more capable doctor on your phone than you do than the physical doctor you actually see? What if you have a more capable teacher on your phone than being taught in the classroom? That's the thing that we're seeing right now happening right before your eyes. Societal changes. Immediate challenges like job disruptions and misinformation require us to build stronger communities and use AI consciously for the betterment of society. Influencing the future. Our choices today will shape the trajectory of AI's development and determine whether we create an abundant or dystopian future. So those are the things that I want to leave you with about AI, and we're going to get into how I use AI and what are the things that I'm doing specifically in my business, reselling, YouTube, content creation, Amazon, all these things. I do think that it's going to be beneficial for you, and if you do pull some of these keys, use them, try them out, and I think that it's going to help you grow your business, grow yourself as an individual as well. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I will leave links to all of these programs down in the description in the show notes. The first one is a pretty interesting one, and I think this one is really underrated. It's called Claude II by Anthropic, and what I believe is better than ChatGPT. So Claude II is a large language model that is trained up to the most recent data of 2023, where ChatGPT was only trained on data to 2021. So Claude II is basically an assistant that is the most capable, and you are able to use up to 100,000 tokens. And you're probably wondering, what the heck's a token? Basically, 100,000 words it's able to process. And if you were to take two books, let's say I want to take the New Testament of the Bible, and I want to take the Old Testament of the Bible, and I want to combine them, and I want to make it easy to read as if I was 5 years old. It will take all of those stories, intertwine them, and it will make it more comprehensible for you to read and understand. It can take PDFs that have tons of data in them, tons of information about a business, about your business, and it will be able to analyze that however you would like. You'll be able to prompt it. Hey, what was our sales April 23rd, 2023? I want to know how many we sold, what was the average sale price, what was the best sale of the day. Boom, you got it right there in seconds. So Claude II, this is something that I would save to your browser and have it open up every time you click on Chrome or whatever browser you use, and have it there and use it as an assistant. Use it as, how can I do market research? How can I see what's trending? How can I maybe develop better keywords? Take some of your titles on eBay and feed them through Claude and see if it could develop some better, more trending keywords for you. It may not be perfect. That's why you need to be always proofreading, always seeing what is this putting out, so I can really make sure what I'm putting in is not going to affect me too much. So these are the things that are really cool and intriguing to me. It may not be for you, but I do believe whether you're 80 years old, 100 years old, 15 years old, you can pick this up and learn it pretty quickly. YouTube is your friend, and I think that if we can use these tools to help elevate our business and grow our business, we are going to be right in line with further advancing our careers in reselling or whatever it may be. So I'll leave it all linked down below. So Claude II is a great one by Anthropic. Play around with it. If you have... you can attach any files here. You can attach PDFs. You can attach your spreadsheets. You can attach whatever, and it will analyze all the data for you much faster than you would yourself. So I think that's going to be really helpful for you. Another one is more of a text to image or image to video creation software called Kyber AI. This is more of a content creation tool, more of a, you know, it's more of a fun tool. I don't see it being able to really be used much in reselling, but if you are a content creator of any kind, you're going to want to check out Kyber AI. I believe for just $5 a month, you're able to generate a lot of cool, high quality videos that are really going to be interesting to help captivate some of your marketing copy or materials in just with a click of a button. So, I use Kyber AI in some of my shorts, some of my marketing copy, and I try to base it around the theme of reselling. So you're going to want to check out Kyber AI. It's pretty interesting, pretty trippy, but I think it can be helpful for you, especially if you're a content creator. Another one, and this one is my favorite of all time, is Reterable. And if you see now today, you can literally create a logo for your business. You can create all of the branding for your eBay store. You could create maybe you're wanting to do a junk removal service or a clothing upcycle business. Midjourney will allow you to generate any of these images for $10 a month, and you'll be able to generate as many images and just be able to work on, like having your own personal graphic designer, right? You're able to just do some really funny things like this one. I didn't create these. These are just in the Midjourney Discord, but you see it has some pretty interesting ways to go about it. I know there's some people that are generating images with Midjourney and selling the AI art on Etsy. So you're going to see a bunch of stuff happening in this space. That's why I truly believe graphic designers, even photography is going to be kind of a thing in the past, because with this AI image generator, you're able to really generate a lot of lifelike characteristics, as well as graphic design. Do you know how long it would take to generate some of these images if you were a graphic designer? So it is a beautiful thing, but now we just need to be conscious and aware of how can we use these so we can benefit from them. So I want to take some time to get in the chat, because I know you guys are probably just going, what is even going on here? So if you have questions, please ask them. I'm here for that. Jader says, hi, Bo from Canada. What's going on? Juanita says, I took my store from 400 items to almost 900 items in 10 days. Seemed to crash my store. The stuff I listed, used clothes, is pretty decent stuff. I price cheap because most of my merchandise is free. Yeah. I took my store from 400 items to almost 900 in 10 days. Yeah, eBay really just wants to be able to see and trust you with that slow and steady growth. But it's interesting that you went from 4 to 900 in 10 days and you got kind of punished for that. I'm kind of curious, as your sales per day, what was kind of your listing habit? They definitely are going to pump the brakes on you, because if they don't trust you with, what you're at now, and you double, triple your store, you're probably going to stay the same for a while until you can consistently handle more traffic and more sales. But that is an interesting thing you said there. Dimension the Dot says, are you promoting your listings? I promote all my listings at 10%. It has been that way for 2.5 years, and I get a lot, probably 60 to 70% of my sales come from promoted listings. So yes. Juanita says, yes. Adventures of Eddie, Santa Maria, and Family. Nice. Hello, Bo. Thank you for all the information you share. It is greatly appreciated. When you get a chance, can you please review my store, advanced apparel, etc.? I appreciate you. Yeah, so if you guys want a store review in the future, I do them every week. You could check out link down below or in the show notes, where I do have a sign-up sheet for store reviews. So I appreciate ya. Dimension the Dot, send me your store link. We do pretty good with used clothes, about $15,000 a month. Very good. Juanita says, where do send to? And yeah, so you guys are just having a conversation back and forth. Very good. Juanita, you say, since the shipping has changed on eBay, I have been delisting a lot of my items as I change the shipping method to try and tweak all my listings. I do see a lot of people especially when they're just starting out, is shipping is a little bit difficult sometimes, and not like shipping physically, but coming up with a shipping price. Do I charge flat rate? Do I have a business policy? Do I charge too little, too much? And oftentimes I do see people charging calculated shipping, especially when they do clothing, and that pricing is just skyrocket out of the water. It's just too expensive. I've seen jeans listed for $14.95 and the shipping is $18.95. When you're using calculated shipping, it maybe benefits a lot of the people that are around you, but if you're shipping to the East Coast or the West Coast, you lose out on the majority of those people. So I would suggest coming up with a flat rate price, understanding what eBay charges you, the seller, and what you want to charge the buyer, but not too much more than what you're getting charged, so you can remain competitive in those shipping prices. So for me, everything over £1 would be like jeans, sweatshirts, heavy sweats, some jackets that I could fit either in a flat rate USPS envelope or a USPS flat rate envelope that's a legal envelope. Those charge $7.60 and $7.90. So therefore, everything over £1 that are those types of items, I charge a flat $8.95. Everything under £1, which would be like women's tops, men's t-shirts, sometimes board shorts, women's shorts, sometimes women's pants, that's going to be a flat $6.95 shipped in a poly mailer, and that will be Ground Advantage. So those are the two that I would be working on if you are a clothing reseller, so you can remain competitive in your shipping. So James, you says, is it bad to lower promoted listings if sales are picking up? I think it is, James, because eBay is rather spiteful. They like it when you go all in on your promoted listings, but then if you're going from 10 to 5, you will know. They will cut your traffic, they'll cut your sales, and they're wondering why you aren't paying them as much as you were. So don't expect for your sales to continue on. This is why when I say when you're just starting promoting listings, don't go straight to like 20, 15%, and then you're going to be doing great, and then you're like, wow, that's actually eating into too much of my margins. You're going to want to start slow, start low, start at the minimum 2%, and measure it and track it and see how it goes for a couple weeks, and then you'll be able to justify raising it more. So if I were to go from 10, I've been at 10 for 2.5 years, and go to 5, I guarantee you my store will suffer greatly. So don't do that. Angela says, hello, how's it going? Appreciate you all. Getting back into the topic, and I hope that this can be helpful for you guys. So we just went over a couple content creation tools. Another one is an interesting one, is you've all had a to-do list, right? We've all had them. And essentially, Agent GPT is a to-do list doer. It will do your to-dos. So basically, this is a agent that is trained off of AI that will assign tasks to other AI agents to perform the tasks that you need done. For example, this agent can book a flight for you. It can schedule your hotel. It could schedule what restaurants you want to eat. Maybe you're gluten-free. It will pick restaurants that specialize in gluten-free. It will organize your library. It will organize your taxes. It will do your taxes. Big things happening on this platform, and I do believe this one is even better than ChatGPT as well. So you could check out Agent GPT, play around with it. It is a lot of fun. I do believe it is the free version's great, and it's good for like playing around in small bits of information, but $20 a month gives you full access to it. So that is a fun one to play around with. And then, of course, ChatGPT. I still think that all people should be using some form of large language models in their business to learn. Any questions you've ever had, do you go to Google still and type in questions? Well, that can be great, and I think that's a great way to learn, but how about having better information for the time that you're spending in your research that is more categorized, easy to read, broken down for you, rather than clicking in articles, taking you to articles that you don't even think that are relevant to the question you asked. I think now starting to use some of these large language models as a search engine is going to help you guys greatly, especially with some of those common questions that I get about, clothing types, different types of clothing, different styles, different brands. That's where you're going to want to go to either Claude, ChatGPT and start doing some research. So I think that that's going to be beneficial for you. Next thing I want to talk about is I started a clothing recycling company on the side just to kind of gauge interest in my local area. All of this was generated with ChatGPT. All of the marketing copy, all of the ads, Midjourney created the logo, Midjourney created this. So all of this was done in less than just 20, 30 minutes, and it also created a website for me. This is mixo.io. If you ever wanted to create a website, you literally just type in one sentence about what your website is about, and we'll generate that website. So that's pretty cool. Mixo.io, and these are free. You can pay $10 a month to claim the domain name, and there you go. You have a quick, easy to read, well-built website. So that's something you can do as well if you're thinking about starting maybe some junk removal service. Maybe you're thinking about picking up stuff, or maybe you want to target storage unit buyers, junk removal companies. That's going to be a way for you guys to take some of these tools and be able to expand upon your business. So this has been an interesting one for me. I live outside of a town that's very small, and I've had some great engagement so far, and it's only been about a week. So check that out. I know it's going to be helpful for you guys. If you guys are wanting to know kind of the things that are selling in my store on a daily basis, you're going to want to check out this video right here where it goes more in detail on some of the items that I'm picking up, what they're selling for. I do that so the next time you guys go out sourcing, maybe you can find some of those items as well. If you guys have questions and you're catching this on the replay, leave them down below and I'll be happy to help. Otherwise, have a blessed weekend and we'll see you next week. Take care.